it is currently, oh, you can't see that because it's glaring, but it is 2:15 in the morning right now. And usually I would be fast asleep, but I decided to try a new drink called Rebel, and it's like different protein drinks, which would be perfectly fine, except for I decided it would be a good idea to try the cold brew at, I don't know, 7 o'clock at night. And I, so long story short, coffee and I do not get along on a good day. So I did not check the coffee content in that, and turns out it has 145 milligrams of coffee, which is an equivalent to a monster. So I drank pretty much a monster right before bed. So we are going to be pulling an all-nighter because I'm just like wide awake right now. There is no going to sleep. So yeah, what to do for the next few hours until sunrise. Um, Tonight was the full moon, which the energies of the day were already kind of off and weird. Time just seemed to be different today for whatever reason. It just seemed to be flying by, like I was almost losing some of it here and there, which was fine with me because it made work go by really fast. And then I just kind of enjoyed the rest of the day. And tonight I worked with the element of water as the full moon is in Cancer. And so did some water scrying and meditation and a tarot card reading. So we did that. And that brought us to about 12 o'clock at night. And now I've just been sitting pondering the world, apparently. So, yeah, that is my update. And I definitely, for sure, see a nap in my future. So I hope all of you had a good full moon and that your days weren't too crazy. Hopefully there wasn't too much emotional overload and that you were able to kind of concentrate on what transformation you want to see for this year in yourself. Um, Other than that, that is my update. I will see you later. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaylina and I am the Hex Witch, and there's a little bit of time lapse between the beginning of this video and now, as we are in our, got through our second week of January. So hopefully everybody's year is starting off well and that there isn't any mishaps going on. One thing I can say is I can absolutely not wait until this Mercury retrograde is over with on the 18th, because I have been having technological difficulties recently, which is very common with Mercury retrograde. Technology tends to fail, communication fails, just it's not a great time to make plans or travel or any of that kind of stuff. And I've definitely been feeling it. My phone has been acting up. I had to take my car in the other day because it's now rattling anytime it goes over 70. I also intended on having a different video for you today. I was going to do one on numerology, but we are saving it for next week because halfway through videoing it, it stopped videoing it, or it became corrupted somehow when it came over to the computer. So we do not have that video today, but we do have an interesting video on the Zodiac signs and what to expect this year for that. So we are going to deep dive right into that. And there's going to be a lot of just reading off my notes because this is based on a book that I picked up called The Astrology Twins 2023 Horoscope. And this is a ginormously huge book all on astrology for this year. So if you want to further deep dive into astrology, if you want to know even more about your zodiac sign and the in-depth information about each one, this is a great book to get. It has literally everything that we are to expect for this year as a whole, as well as each individual zodiac sign. So I definitely recommend that. I have been making my way slowly through this as it is a ginormous feat to complete, but a lot of it will be also just going through it as these events come into play and reading a little bit beforehand, but not all the way through, because there's no way I'm going to remember all this information. So let's get started. So we're going to start off with our Aries. So this year is going to be about reinventing yourself. So literally, new year, new you. That's what your goal is for this year. It's going to be about refreshing your style and possibly even what you do for a living. So if you've been contemplating maybe trying something new, this is the year to do it. Money is going to be a big focus for the second half of your year. You're to stay open-minded and to keep an open mind for different work opportunities. From July onward, there may be a relationship in your life that needs a little bit of a change. So you might need to create new boundaries or create new rules for this person or this relationship. Be mindful of who you invite into your life. So as for Aries, they're going to have luck with independent pursuits, solo stardom, money, and work. Your challenges are going to be healing from past wounds and setting good, strong boundaries for your relationships. Next, we've got our Taurus. This year for you is going to be all about change. And I know Taurus people tend to love consistency, but this year change is a good thing for you. So as much as we love to stay the same, this year you're going to want to embrace that change. Your first part of the year is lovingly releasing people and situations that no longer fit your benefit or your good. Professional career will get a boost come spring, but you're going to want to avoid any shortcuts. So don't be cheating yourself, don't be cheating the process. Make sure you do everything correctly. Your luck is going to be with your life makeover and taking calculated risks, which you guys are already really good at. And challenges are going to be curbing your impulses and letting go. Next, we have our twins, Gemini. Leadership is calling for you this year. No shortcuts. Level up your skills. So the next couple of years are going to bring opportunities to become a professional in your field. If you need extra training, go ahead and pay for it now. This is a good time to do that, and you're going to succeed later on down the road. The first half of the year, get in tight with friends. They could open new doors for you. The second half is to embrace your spiritual and artistic gifts. Stay curious and stay humble. Your luck this year is going to be from networking and creative and spiritual pursuits. Your challenges are going to be patience with your career. This may be a little bit of a transition time. You may not be getting to where you want to go quite as fast, but have patience, you're going to get there. You're also going to want to work on releasing your past. Sometimes our past is going to hold us back from our future. So now's a good time, especially with that new moon coming, to really let go of the past, move into the future confident. Next, we've got Cancer. And this year is really going to be about coming into your own. This year, you're going to want to get outside of your shell, so to speak, stop hiding from the world. This year is all about being an innovator. So be a star leader from behind the scenes. So you don't necessarily have to be front and center to make a huge difference. If you want to be, great, take on that role. But you can make just as big of a difference behind the scenes. The next couple years is going to be really good for teaching, or if you're wanting to go back to school for something, or beginning your own business. So these are in ventures that could be really successful for you in these next couple of years. The second half of the year, you're going to want to focus on business and home life balance. You're going to want to make sure that one is not taking over the other and vice versa. You're going to need to set firm boundaries and step away from your maternal role. Cancers are very giving. We are very much caring for other people, and there's a good balance between helping somebody and enabling them. So you're going to want to find the balance there as well. And don't be afraid to confront your shadow work this year. That's not going to be a bad thing. You know, of course, we all have things that we work on, but for this year, it says shadow work is good to maybe embrace. For your luck, you're going to have good career and good teamwork, and your challenges is going to be about travel, work-life balance. Our Leos, let your adventurous side roam free this year. Any ideas you've been dreaming up may be ready for action in the second half of this year. New career opportunities, but need family support. So make sure you've got your family behind you on this. Beware of power, trust, and control issues. You're going to want to sort through any of that before you get into a financial situation. Make sure you're very thorough before jumping in. Don't micromanage this year. Focus on your personal interests. And maybe some worldly adventures. You know, start a new hobby, do some travel, just enjoy life a little bit. Your luck is going to be in your career and your travel this year, and your challenges are going to be emotional growth and relationships. Next, we have our Virgos, which I am a Virgo. So this year, we are going to focus on our personal space, but at the same time, we are going to do better with bonding with our soulmates. We're going to focus on people that transform us for the better. Get rid of people that aren't serving you and transforming you into a better person. This year is about making sure you're spending time with people that are bettering you and who make you feel better. View everything as an investment. We're really going to want to focus on quality over quantity this year. Travel could be in the cards, and we also really want to focus on mind, body, and soul. With Virgos, our health is kind of a big deal for us, so focusing on all three aspects is going to be important this year. We're going to get lucky with money, sex, and travel, and our challenges will be commitments and staying healthy. So if you're having any health concerns, go to your doctors, find a new naturopathic doctor, try new exercise regimens, new diet, whatever you need to do to get yourself in a healthy space, this is the year to do it. Libras, we're going to focus on the relationships. Find your own identity. Find freedom. Find good financial balance, which my sister has Libra as rising, and she's always very financially conscious. So finding a good balance between, you know, saving and play that's what your goal is for this year. Focus on fitness related to your core and your gut health. So if you've been having an upset tummy, maybe now's the time to kind of deep dive into that and figure out maybe why that's happening. And then work with your life force energy. We all have that life force energy within us, and once we get in tune to it, we can live our lives to the fullest. So that is going to be another goal for you this year. Your luck is going to be around relationships and money. Your challenge is going to be staying organized and setting good boundaries for yourself. Scorpios, we're going to embrace your power. Focus on strong relationships and good health. Jump into the spotlight, but make sure you're properly prepared. Keep up with modern times. Train hard to get expert status. Relationships could become very serious this year. Incorporate manifestation into your life, and don't forget to have fun. Our luck is going to come from healthy living, relationships, Challenge is making time for fun and balancing home and family. Sagittariuses, we're going to focus on love. Increased visibility, so share your talents with the world. If you've just come out of school, if you're getting ready to start a new job, you've got talents. Don't be afraid to share them. Also, you're going to want to take really good care of your body this year. So reducing stress is a must. So your life, you may find for the next couple years, might be a little bit structured. You also may have a little bit of a challenge with financial struggle on and off. You may have good times of financials and you may have a little bit of low times. So make sure that you're prepared for that and make sure that you're having a balance between your spending and your saving. Your luck is going to be with romance and healthy living. Your challenges is going to be that home and family life. So you may find there may be some issues that arise in that category. Don't stress though, you can get through it. Our Capricorns or our sea goats, you're going to be finishing a time of transformation. So your last couple of years may have been changing a lot in your life, but this year you're kind of coming into that and you're going to start seeing the results from that transformation. You're going to have new power and influence over whatever you're doing, so make the best of that. Put money into your morals as well as your work. Your home life will be busy this year. You could have new levels of honesty with female people within your family life. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but okay. And your second half is going to be focusing on love and fame. So if you're really wanting to get out there and kind of become well known, the second part of the year is going to be good for that. You're going to want to keep your friends close, but also leave enough room for new connections that could open up new colleagues for business ventures. Also, this is a good year to be generous if you have the means to do so. Your luck is going to be home and family and romance. Your challenges is going to be about communication and financial management. So if you're going into something new financially, just really make sure you're being careful, dotting the I's, crossing the T's. Our Aquariuses, we are going to find that life will be moving a little bit fast this year. Be careful what you ask for. By March, lots of transformation may be occurring in your life. New friends and job offers could be a very big possibility. And don't shy away from your unique personalities, quirks, and traits. This may be a really good time to bring those forward into your job, your relationships. People are going to embrace those this year. You have a new perspective that maybe other people won't have. So don't be afraid to share that. But do be careful who you trust. As you're transforming, as you're having all these new things come into play, you may find that people may be trying to manipulate you in some ways. So just be really careful who you let into your inner circle. The circle of trust. You're going to want to make sure you're careful on who you let in on that. Again, home life, especially with females in your family, they're going to be a focus this year. So I guess moms, sisters, aunts, if they need a little extra love, that's who you're supposed to give it to, I guess. Your luck is going to come from friendships, home, and family. Your challenges is going to be money management and trusting the wrong people. So be on top of financials this year as well. Lastly, we have our fishies, our Pisces. You've gone through a lot of personal growth within the last couple of years. You're going to want to put your discoveries into concrete form this year. New ideas will break ground come March. You will rise into leaderships as well as self-reliance. You can make money doing what you love this year. So if you have a creative hobby and you think you can maybe turn it into more of a career, go for it this year. Could be introduced to a partner in business or in love. Also, it advises you to break out and find new friends. Pisces, I feel like automatically are a little bit more social, or at least my dad's Pisces and he very much is so. So make new friends, make new connections. This is the time to do it. You're going to have luck and money as well as in new friends, but your challenges are going to be your self-confidence and releasing limiting beliefs. So you're going to want to, maybe think about all the things you believe in and maybe expand your mind out a little bit. Who knows? So that is kind of the smaller amount of what is in store for each zodiac sign. If you want to dig more in depth into it, I would highly recommend getting this book. It has a lot of great information. It has hot spots throughout the year as what we are to expect within our world, as well as it follows the moon signs, all that, the eclipses, retrogrades, everything, which I will try and do more videos on that throughout the year, just because I find it really interesting, and it also helps me maybe understand why certain things are happening when they are. For instance, the Mercury retrograde, which the 18th, guys, is when it's finally over. And then I think you have maybe a couple days of just like shadow where it's still sort of lingering, but then it'll finally pass on for at least a little while, which I desperately need because I need my electronics to start working again. The last thing I want to kind of mention here is, like I said, next week I will be doing the numerology thing from this book, The Secrets of Numerology by Don Coven. This is what it looks like. You can get it at Barnes & Noble most of the time for a discounted price in the sales section. But what kind of goes along with the zodiac sign, I feel like, is your personal year. And so to calculate your personal year, it's really, really easy. If you want to kind of know what maybe your year is going to be about and what you're going to want to focus on. So to calculate your personal year, all you do is add the day of birth to the month of birth, and then you add the total present year. So for me, it's the 18th is when I was born, and the month is the 9th month of the year, plus 2023. You add all those numbers together, and then you reduce it down to a single number. So once you do that, this is what your personal year is, depending on what it adds up to. So if you're a 1, this is the year of new beginnings, starting afresh, launching new enterprises, and births of all kinds. Many people start their families during a 1 year. Projects begin to develop through all the stages of the 9-year cycle. Odd numbers find it easy. 4s and 8s struggle. There is an unconscious response to a 1 personal year that puts a spring in the step no matter what your age. 2 years, a year of cooperation, marriage, moving in with a lover, taking on a business partner. It is a year of sharing and taking the needs of others into account. Many people find it an emotional period. Odd numbers feel wrong-footed throughout the year. Even numbers enjoy it. Sharing is the key to a 2 personal year. Nothing must be shouldered alone. Help is at hand from others. You just have to ask for it. 3s, this is a period of exploration, experiencing ideas, philosophies, new countries, and creativity. The urge to communicate is strong. This is a good time to finish that novel in the bottom drawer of your desk. Start thinking of yourself again. Even numbers feel their security is being threatened. 4s, this can be a most difficult year for some people, a good period for putting structure into your life. You may be in a financial hole. You hone your skills, behave like a true professional, reassess your personal appearance, and get out into the marketplace. 4s love it. 3s and 5s feel imprisoned by it. 5, some find this a relief after the previous year. Life moves on creatively. This is a good year to take a long trip overseas or launch a new creative venture. A year of having babies, either of the mind or body. Freedom from routine is the keynote. 2s are uncomfortable, 4s will resist it. And then you have your 6s. Personal concerns are lovely, but aside as others need you more. An elderly parent may need help or a grandchild may be born. Property changes such as a new home or building extensions are on the cards. Ones might feel trapped. 4s, 6s, and 8s throw themselves into the year with glee. 7, this is a good year for getting your research project underway. Some people enter psychotherapy or analysis to explore their patterns. You are extra sensitive to music, color, movies during this time. You may begin a spiritual search. 8s and 4s are suspicious. Odd numbers are happy. And so I'm in a 7 year, so that's what I'm going to be focusing on this year. 8, this is a year of planning, prioritizing what is worth pursuing and leaving behind what is not. There will be losses, endings, and rebirths. New people you meet during this year will be with you for a purpose, for them as well as for you. All relationships will be intense and may reveal deep-rooted inner patterns. 9. The end of the process that started 9 years ago. Relationships past their sell-by date, habitual ways of behaving, even old clothes that no longer fit can all go now. You may find a new idealism growing within you that could propel you into a larger stage than before. Realistic action for change is a keynote. Can be uncomfortable for all numbers unless they are willing to make change within their lives. And then you have 11 and 22, which are the only two numbers that you don't like subtract down into smaller numbers. So if you have those in your birth chart or numerology chart, those are kind of master numbers, and they're a little bit more unique and special compared to the other ones. So if you're in 11 or 22, this can be a great time of great insight and expansion of consciousness about yourself, the world, and your place in the whole scheme of things. The master numbers, reduced to 2 and 4, good practical numbers with their feet firmly on the ground, much needed during these special personal years. So that is the personal number. So if you want to add up your personal number and you want to find out what you're kind of working on this year, that is a good thing to do as well. I find this year really about embracing that spirituality side of all of us. I feel like that's going to be a big theme overall from everything that I've read. So just embrace this year. If you haven't started your goals yet, that's okay. This new year started kind of rough with the Mars retrograde as well as the Mercury retrograde. So the motivation might have not been quite there. But as we go into this new moon, it is a great time to really put those goals into concrete, so to speak, and to really start moving forward in a positive direction. So that is all I have for you today. Fingers crossed that as I'm filming this, that it is getting everything and that I will not be having to refilm this as well. So, as always, stay happy, stay healthy, stay radiant, and I will see you next time for another video. Bye.